By the time they shuffled over to the A line, the next symptom of seduction appeared. Jefferson was trembling. She was physically uncomfortable, but never felt better emotionally than at moments like this. Her storm clouds vaporized. Her anticipation was better than drinking, better than the actual sex. She was a wire-pulled clock, strung over the canyons of the city, vibrating. She wasn't trembling so much as vibrating. Her mind shut down. She was only her body. Out on the cold street again, as they strode, two strong, tall women, pretty women, she caught Lillian's handful of calloused hands, larger than her own. Lillian led her, and she wanted to crow. They shared no nervous chatter, no hesitation. Lillian seemed to know Jefferson was hers that night, and she was Jefferson's. At one point, Lillian stopped and pointed up. The moon with a bright half circle with one star as companion. Jefferson breathed so deeply, the cold air tore at her throat. She pulled the scarf from around her neck and wrapped it around Lillian. When they walked again, she didn't need to take Lillian's hand. But as they turned the corner, Lillian slipped it the crook of Jefferson's elbow. In the elevator, she smiled at Lillian, so they wouldn't lose the connection. She couldn't read her face, but her eyes were golden with some kind of light she'd never seen in them before. The apartment was dark. She lit only the small lamp in the foyer. She hung their coats in the closet, weighing the risk of putting on an LC on the high side. She didn't know how committed Lillian was to what they were about to do. She had to avoid missteps, or the mood would vanish. Lillian moved to the dark living room to look out a window at the corner of moon that peeked above the roof of the new high-rise. Lil, she used her softest voice, shall we dance some more? Lillian wore a soft, fluffy sweater, the shade of fiery orange sunset. She held out her arms. She was light and followed Jefferson's humdrum rendition of dancing cheek to cheek, as if an orchestra was playing. It was amazing how feminine a hip split woman could be. Jefferson danced into the big bed in her parents' room. The moon seemed to be craning over the high rise to light their way. Jefferson, both of Lillian's hands in her own, guided them into seated positions on the edge of the bed. She'd never had to reach up to kiss a woman before, and was very aware that Lillian was probably used to men taller than herself. With the tips of her fingers, she felt the bones and soft flesh of her friend's face. Lillian tipped her head back, eyes closed, and moved slowly into her fingers until the palms of Jefferson's hands cupped Lillian's cheeks, and she could pull their faces toward each other. Lillian's lips were wide, soft, infinitesimally responsive to her own hot but restraining kiss. And then they fell back onto the bed, legs immediately entwining, breast to breast, lips to lips. She hadn't realized how very much she wanted Lillian. Bits of their nearly all-night conversations came to her as they kissed, barely breathing, then gasped in between kisses, for a marathon on the tongue. She remembered how intense their communication sometimes became, how they laughed together until they were mobilized with mirth, their eyes running tears. And now, as always when she first made love to a woman, a kind of exaltation burned up in her. The people who thought gay love was awful would never imagine how spiritual she felt at these moments, how outside herself, yet merged with her mother and with some universal power that dwarfed them and gave them love energy. During lovemaking, Jefferson still tended to her silence. Margot got boisterous. Sometimes the neighbors banged on the wall. Angie had been chatty, joking and laughing during foreplay and immediately after. Jefferson's own silence came from focusing on them, on the ecstatic dance of giving them pleasure. Lillian was silent too. There was only the sound of kissing.
All right. right, up next we have C. Jackson Lee, one of my favorite showrunners. He says a lot because I know a lot of them. She writes great stories about lesbians and lesbians. Not always.